The topic now of defunding the police departments now in lieu of the George Floyd protest and the reaction to it and everything in between. I started up a discussion on Facebook yesterday, on social media in general yesterday about that. I'm still researching information about the pros and cons of doing this. All I said yesterday was, in terms of just on the surface, it didn't sound like a smart idea, but I could be wrong. I'm open. I'm open for dialogue about this, and I've read some great responses about this from both sides of the argument. Um, I think you and I got a little bit into it too because we were discussing. I was talking about how the media, in terms of translation, gets it wrong all the time. Like they like you hear the word defunding, and you're automatically thinking, oh well, disbanding. Now, granted, Minneapolis is already planning on doing that. That's what the council has reportedly said as of yesterday. But defunding isn't what we actually think it is. But the way the message is being delivered by many of the mainstream media platforms is that the message is totally different from what we actually are researching now. Where do you stand on the whole argument of defunding the police department?
Oh, I'm all for reallocating funds. I don't believe a single police department in this country needs marine or mine resistant vehicles. There is not a single reason why some Hobunk town in the middle of nowhere and in the south needs a mine resistant vehicle. Like that boggles my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That we are militarizing the police. So I would certainly reallocate funds.
Right.
Yes, we need to make sure they're armed. We need to make sure they have protective gear. Absolutely. I think we need to hire more police officers, not less. Instead of spending money on these armored vehicles, spend it on hiring more. But I also believe they need to spend more time in training, more time in the academy before they're ever allowed to go out on their own. I also believe it should be the best of the best who are training officers, not some dude like Chauvin who had 18 different administrative referrals for excessive force and using his weapon being a training officer. That boggles my mind that the Minneapolis Police Department would say, hey, this guy should be a training officer. To me, that's like sending out a signal that we watch Training Day, and you know what we want? We want our police officers to be like Denzel Washington in Training Day. That's what we want.
That was good.
I mean, those are the dumb mistakes that we're making when we fund the police department or the sheriff's budget. All of them: city cops, sheriffs, county officers, highway patrol, state troopers, all of it. We're not training them properly. We're not giving them enough training. We train them to use, in most parts of this country, to use a level of force above what they're being approached with instead of training them to use de-escalation tactics. So we have to retrain our police. And to think that we have only a few bad apples. Well, if you stand on the sideline and watch someone do something bad, you're a bad apple if you don't report it. We just saw in Buffalo where a 75-year-old man, whether or not he was talking trash, gets shoved to the ground, has his head split open, and they don't even want to bring in help.
I saw a thing.
They walk
right
over him.
I did see a thing, and this could be obviously fake news, and you know how we are in 2020 now. There's a lot of things out there that could be true, not true, conspiracy, all that means. I saw something on Twitter about 2 days ago that same guy was part of Antifa.
Yeah, a 75-year-old man is part of Antifa.
Right.
Give me a break.
No. I don't believe it either.
He's not wearing any coverings. He's just in plain clothes with no weapon, no chain, no bat, nothing. he's part of Antifa.
No, I don't believe that.
Right?
I just saw it on the internet.
You're just, yeah, they're trying to discredit the situation so that they make the cop look better.
Right.
I also believe instead of sending people to jail, we need to defund jails. We should be sending part of jail funding to substance abuse training, counseling, and homes. When more than a third of people who are locked up are on drug crimes, we should be treating substance abuse issues, not putting them in jail. You're not solving a problem there. As soon as they get out, they want their fix still. Help them mentally. We have a huge mental issue problem in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Fund psychologists. Stop making it look like it's a bad thing to get psychotherapy treatment. Go see a psychiatrist if you're having mental issues or if you feel like you're on a breakdown. It should not be a bad thing. There should be no stigma to that. Get help. Make yourself better. That's where we need to spend our money.